Okay, so it's time for some Silent Hill F. This is the newest Silent Hill entry. They forgo everything that Silent Hill meant, and they made this new entry in Japan in Silent Hill City. I think it's what it's based on. I'm not really sure. So one thing that I've noticed about this game is that it's not really using native resolution. There is no native resolution with this game. So this game is from the ground up, because it was made for consoles. From the ground up, it's using upscaling. And as you can see, this is the 3090 Ti, and it's using Lumen GI right now because, again, I want to use ray tracing and stuff. Lumen, again, it depends on the developer, but Lumen is generally in the hand of bad developers. It's gonna be very more intensive. It's supposed to be less intensive than just ray tracing, but it's in the hand of bad developers. It's like really, really bad. It's really more intensive. And then there is no DLAA. I was like, wait a second. There's no DLAA, and I checked like FSR. There is no native AA, and I checked again TSR. TSR, which is based on TAA. It's like the Unreal Engine 5 upsampling technique, which is basically just same as DLSS, but it's more trashy. It's not on par with DLSS or FSR in quality, but hey, it's the upsampling technology in Unreal Engine 5, and there is no native AA. So there is no TAA, there is no DLAA, and there is no FSR AA, anti-aliasing. So what I've done is that I took this Optiscaler, and what I did, let me just keep the mouse, I was moving the wrong mouse. What I did is that I took the input for DLSS Quality and made it be same as DLAA. So when I'm using DLSS Quality in the game, it's gonna be DLAA, not DLSS Quality. And then I put DLSS Balanced to be actually DLSS Quality. I changed the settings around because I don't want to use DLSS Balanced. I never use DLSS Balanced. It's just a waste of space in my honest opinion, because you either go DLSS Quality or Performance. In between is just like, it's just a waste. Okay, and DLSS Performance is still the same. No, it's like half the performance, half the resolution input. And as you can see right now, even though I'm using DLSS Quality, it says here 4K to 4K. So that means that there's no upscaling. Okay, even though I am using DLSS Quality in the settings, but the Optiscaler is intervening with that input and using DLAA instead. All right, so let's just get rid of this. Let's just go back to DLSS in quality method, which is DLAA right now, and let's put the overlay back on. And as you can see right now, the game is on high settings on this. Oh, let me just zoom out. The game on very high settings, or like basically ultra settings, it's very intensive. But again, for like bang for the buck, you're getting what you are paying for. All right, so it might look like it's like 27 FPS, but that 27 FPS is actually justified. All right, that's why they use the upscaling natively, because if you want to go and use the fucking maximum settings, you are going to be using the maximum settings, but it's going to be using upscaling all the time. If you're smart, because I am a smart man, I used Optiscaler and intervened the upscaling and changed the upscaling settings to make it actually have native resolution. As you can see right now, 25 FPS, 20. Well, this GPU is pretty strong, but for now, it is not. Now the GPU is just not playing well because this is again Unreal Engine 5, and Unreal Engine 5 Lumen is very intensive. It's less intensive than RT in the good hands, but in the bad hands, it's not really that. It's not really that good. It's very intensive, but again, in this scenario, it is actually optimized, but it's really intensive. It's really heavy. So let's go where the settings at settings, graphics, and let's go and use DLSS Balanced here, but it's gonna be DLSS Quality if you can see. Now let me just zoom in again on it. Actually, let me make it a little bit bigger too, because it's smaller. As you can see, it's saying 1440p to 4K. So this is now DLSS Quality. Let's get rid of this. Let's zoom out again, and let's go back. And as you can see, the game is at 44 FPS And I gotta say, like, the frame time is so fucking smooth. This is like 180 degrees from what it's called, Silent Hill 2 remake we got last year. I mean, this is like less than a year now, right? And they've been making this game before they released Silent Hill 2 remake, and the difference is so stark. I mean, you can see that the game is actually pretty stable. No stuttering, no hitching. The frame time is smooth AF. Let me just zoom in on the frame time so you can see it even better. Look at that frame time. Look at that frame time. It's pretty smooth. And as you can see right now, it's using 10 gigabytes of VRAM because, again, the thing is VRAM heavy, VRAM hungry. This game and the previous game are VRAM hungry. Like in 4K, it's gonna be above 8 gigabytes of VRAM all the time. So, yeah. I mean, the game is actually pretty good running. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about it right now, except for the the native resolution thing. Is a bummer that they did not include native resolution. That's a deceitful way to release a game. People are gonna think, oh, we'll have a quality method, have a performance method, have a balance method, just like consoles. No, we're not in a console situation here. We are in a PC situation. We have to have all the settings available for us to actually play with. Yeah, it's just a deceitful way to present the game. So yeah, so let's go and enable DLSS Performance. I forgot to put DLSS Performance over there, and I forgot to put 4K over there as well. So let's go and enable DLSS Performance, which is gonna be DLSS Performance again. It's gonna be the same. And let me just pull up again Optiscaler so you can see it for yourself. I'm not really like just lying. This is not 1080p, upscale to 4K. All right, this is DLSS Performance. And let's get rid of this. As you can see right now, it's 81 degrees. I mean, 81 FPS, not 81 degrees. I was looking at the temperature. Is not reading the temperature right, I think. My GPU is like, my GPU's fan are fucking loud right now. That is not the correct temperature. That's not reading it right. But oh shit, this is a cutscene. I'm just gonna skip it because I don't really want to spoil anything for you, because the cutscenes are the story. For any game, cutscenes are the story. All right, as you can see right now, it's in the 80s. I'm gonna have to take a look at the overlay settings. It's probably messed up. Looking at the other GPU, because I have two GPUs. I have a 1050 Ti as well as a 3090. I think it's looking at it's confused between the two GPUs when it comes to temperature. All right, so as you can see right now, it's like 90 FPS, 100 FPS in this alley. But again, like the most intensive areas are not gonna be. It's gonna be like down to 80, as you can see right here. And it's still using 10 gigabytes of VRAM. There is no difference between less DLSS or like native. I mean, there's difference in megabytes, not in gigabytes for sure. And as expected, it was actually looking at the GPU, the wrong GPU. You can see, like, where is it? GPU temperature is saying GPU 2 temperature 30s, but the correct GPU temperature for this GPU is like in the 50s. So yeah, I was looking at the wrong temperature right there. So yeah, let's keep it. As you can see right now, it's like in the 50s. I don't know why it did that. So let's go back to the game, and right now I want to use frame generation. So frame generation, let me just zoom out, I forgot. Let me just use frame generation with FSR, with DLSS Performance, because DLSS Performance is the only thing that got me above 60 FPS. DLSS Quality was in the 50s, so I don't like frame generation when it's in the 50s, so I'm gonna keep it DLSS Performance. Alright, so frame generation right now, let's close this, is gonna get me to 120 FPS, but as you can see, it immediately increased my VRAM from 10 to 11.2. So that's a whole gigabyte, well, close, because 10.3, it's 900 megabytes, but who cares about that 40 or like 30 megabytes? That's the difference. It's a whole gigabyte. I'm just gonna round up, and the 1% lows, they keep dropping because frame generation is just confusing all of the performance metrics. Right now they're not they're dropping again. All right, so they're just confused right now. All right. As you can see, it increased the VRAM, but it also increased the FPS. Should I be going through here? Should I be staying over here? I think I should be just staying over here until I want to go like try 1440p. And as you can see, it's using 11 gigabytes of VRAM and provided me with above 120 FPS. The averages are 130 for some reason, because the averages are not the same as the actual current FPS. The averages aggregate the whole run, and the 1% lows are really not far behind. As you can see, it's playing very smoothly. Frame time is pretty good. The GPU performance is pretty good. Sometimes you get 140 FPS with frame generation. Okay, so right now let's remove frame generation. As you can see, it's removed right now. Let's remove upscaling as well. Let's go back to DLSS Quality, which is going to be DLAA. And actually, let's just drop the preset from... Oh, it doesn't really say, it doesn't really have... So I'm going to have to drop them one by one myself manually. So let's just drop the preset to, like, let's say this says Lumen Epic. Can I change it? High and off. So let's just drop it to high instead of epic, and let's drop everything else to like high and see if there's like a difference in performance or something like that. This one just goes to medium. All right, so right now it's everything high instead of, you know, epic or very high. And let's go back to the game. As you can see, I have 50 FPS in native resolution. Again, this is actually native resolution because, as you can see, it's staying 4K to 4K. There's no upscaling involved. And yeah, I mean, just dropping everything to... It's still using Lumen, still using ray tracing, but ray tracing on high settings, not on epic settings, which is not going to have a pretty bad, you know, visual quality difference. And I really hate the 30 FPS cutscenes. They feel so laggy when they go to the when they drop from like 60 FPS to 30 FPS in cutscenes. All right, as you can see right now, 4K high settings is actually pretty playable. I mean, now with DLSS Quality, it's probably gonna give me like 70 FPS. Let's just try with DLSS Quality on high settings instead of very high. Let's go back to DLSS and drop it to balanced, which is DLSS Quality here. And as you can see, it's 80. Oh no, actually 90 FPS. It's 80 in the settings menu, but 90 FPS outside with just DLSS Quality, which is pretty good. I mean, that's like a 40 FPS increase over like what did I have, like 58, 59? Now it's like, let's say 30 something FPS, not 40 but 30 something FPS, which is pretty good. I mean, the DLSS implementation in all these DLSS latest games, not in the latest games, not DLSS latest games, because games are not, they don't belong to DLSS nor Nvidia. They just include it. As you can see, there's no stuttering in the game. It's surprising that a game that was notorious for stuttering last year, this is a sequel. Well, this is not a sequel. It's like a whole makeover of the game because it's a whole new thing. The shadows look pretty good, but they really do not use lumen shadows. They're just using regular shadows. The lumen is only used for reflection and lighting, not shadows. Set this. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, right now 1440p, as you can see. Let me just zoom in on it. This is pretty small. As you can see, 1440p right now is the resolution. I showed you this because in the settings menu it doesn't show 1440p, and I had to change it from the system settings of Windows. And as you can see, still high. I'm gonna crank it up to very high because this is 1440p and this is a 3090 Ti. And let's just crank everything to very high again. And I'm using the DLSS Quality, which is basically right now should be native resolution. As you can see, it says 1440p to 1440p, not 960p to 1440p, and frame generation is off. So yeah, let's go back to the game on very high settings, 1440p, and as you can see, it's 90 FPS. But this is again just a dark alley, probably. Yeah, this is like a more intensive scene. It's like 85. The 1% lows are in 63, which, yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad. I think I'm gonna have to go through this dark alley though. As you can see right now, it's using 9.5 gigabytes of VRAM, 6 gigabytes of RAM. It's not costing my GPU too much. to run. But again, because this GPU only like it has 24 gigabytes of VRAM, it doesn't really matter how many gigabytes it's using. It's only gonna matter on like 16 and below. Well, even 16 gigabytes of VRAM is fine right now. And this is one stutter. The first stutter, as you can see right here, the first stutter in the time graph, and I felt it. I could feel the stutter, and yeah, I mean, what is this? Should I take, is this a jump? Let me just see what's from here. So this is just a dead end, so I think I have to jump. Okay, as you can see right now, it's running pretty good. Now it's like in the 70s instead of the 90s, or like 78. And the 1% loss dropped to 58, which is still close to 60. Holy shit, somebody just showed up. Oh, somebody's shadows just moved in the light. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say the CPU is not being utilized, but again, this GPU for this CPU is pretty not powerful enough. Like even the 59, this CPU could handle the 5090. So 3090 Ti, a flagship from like 5 years ago. I say 5 years ago, even though it's was only like 2.5 years or like 3 years, because this GPU was like in the last 6 months of like 4090 release. But between it and the regular 4090, it was like, it is like 4% to 5% power there. So, and I hate these 30 FPS cutscenes in every game. Oh, there's a fight gonna be. Okay, I'm gonna have to start dodging right now. If you dodge use just before an enemy attack lands, you will perform a perfect dodge and recover your stamina. Okay, sure. Let's do it. I have no idea when the enemy is gonna dodge. I mean, when the enemy is gonna try to attack. Well, I couldn't even dodge. I think I'm just gonna have to run for it. Because I have no weapon to fight back. I have the healings though. Could heal. Alright, right now, let's drop it to DLSS Quality, which is options, graphics. Let's drop it to DLSS Quality. Actually, before I drop it to DLSS Quality, no, I'm gonna do that later because I'm fighting. In a fight now, I don't want to be looking like a chump with this monster. So let's use DLSS Quality and just go back. As you can see right now with DLSS Quality, it's 123 FPS, which is pretty good. Same as like DLSS Performance with frame generation at 4K for some reason. But this is 720p upscaled to 1440p. Oh no, this is DLSS Quality. This is 960p upscaled to 1440p. Alright, so I evaded that monster. I'm gonna have to go through there, but let me just go explore a little bit. I want to go see what's from that spot. I think that that spot right there brings me back to the monster, so I don't want to go back there without a weapon. At least have a knife too, so I can fight back. This okay, red castle. This is for health, and this is a note that I'm not gonna read. I'm gonna read it in my own playthrough, but I'm not gonna read it. Oh, this monster is following me. Shit. Get fucked. Get fucked. Alright, let me just run back. Oh, there's another one. Holy shit. Alright, let's use DLSS Performance right now, which is gonna be same name. DLSS Performance. In the settings. Go back. And as you can see, 130 FPS instead of whatever it was before that in the scene. Now it's 150 FPS. Can I have a gun, please? Give me soap. What am I gonna do with soap? Make him slip on it? I need a gun. I don't need soap. Or I need a knife or something. Okay, so right now I'm gonna go back to DLSS Quality, which is balanced right now in the settings, but it's DLSS Quality in the game, and actually use frame generation. Active FG and go back, and as you can see with DLSS Quality, it's 200 FPS with frame generation, which is bonkers. You don't really need like 200 FPS. 60 FPS is plenty in a game like this. 90 FPS is required if you want to use frame generation, but Yeah, I mean, 60 FPS is enough. You don't really need more than 60 FPS in games like these, especially Silent Hill, because it's a very slow-paced game. It's not a fast-paced. Um, so yeah, I mean, the VRAM increased again with frame generation, but hey, it's frame generation. It added like probably 90 more frames. It's closed. What should I be using? Okay, so there's this sliding door. All right. I mean, the game is playing pretty much good. I mean, I had one stutter the whole fucking time. This is blood. This is examine. This is a mask. I know this is a mask because I saw GameRank's video about it. As you can see, this is a mask, a face that has a key. Okay, it has a key. I'm gonna take the key. I didn't really play the game before. I just saw the what the fuck? Don't tell me that there are like more of them down here. Can I just hide somewhere? I'm just gonna use the table as cover. Alright, so while I'm using the table, I'm gonna drop it to 1080p. Or actually before that, let's just go and disable frame gen. This overlay is hiding everything from me. So let's disable frame generation, and let's disable every upscaling. Go back to native. It says DLSS quality, but again, I showed you that it's not DLSS quality, it's native because I changed the settings. But just drop these to like high instead of very high. Again, and then lumen to high instead of epic. And go back to the game. And as you can see, I have 100 FPS without even upscaling on a 3090 Ti, which is a pretty good, you know, performance. So, yeah, I mean, this door was closed. So the monster opened it. I thought I'm gonna be using the key on this door. But it turns out, it's not the case. Probably gonna be using the key on something else. Can I jump from here or can I jump from here? Alright. This way. I hope the monster cannot follow me because I don't really want to bother with the... Alright. You cannot follow me. Jump. Let's just use the DLSS quality on, you know, very high. Let me just remove that frame generation from there. No, not equipment. Let's just go to options, graphics, and then do DLSS balanced, which is going to be quality in this situation. And it's 130 FPS without any frame generation, just dropping the settings to high from very high. And as you can see, there's basically no difference. I'm probably going to take a screenshot and then it's just like in a very open area and then just slide between them and do that in post processing in DaVinci Resolve. But to my eyes, it looks the same. Everything looks the same. Yeah. Okay, right now it's 1080p, and as you can see again right here, it says 1080p to 1080p because the game shows 4K anyway. So as you can see, the DLSS quality, which is still right now it's DLAA, it's not DLSS, and now I switched the game to very high and then lumen epic. I'm not sure why I didn't use lumen for like the whole GI thing, global illumination aspects, but hey, we don't really care. And as you can see, the FPS is around 120 FPS on very high. This is 1080p, and it's using 8.4 gigabytes of VRAM. The game is pretty smooth and fluid. I mean, no one stutter the whole game, the whole time, the whole video, one stutter. It didn't show CPU limited. It did like flash CPU limited sometimes because the frame time sometimes is gonna spike above the GPU frame time or the so what that limited, again, I'm gonna explain it after I you know go, and I can't fight this guy because, well, or this woman or this doll or whatever this is, because I don't have a knife. All right, so I have to just how do I lock onto her so that I can actually avoid her? All right, let's just run away. I took the GPU frame time and compared it to the CPU frame time. So if the CPU takes longer to give the GPU instructions, the GPU is going to be waiting for the CPU, and that what creates the bottleneck. That's what make a CPU bottleneck to the GPU. So the GPU is going to be bottlenecked, waiting for the CPU, you know, for like 2 milliseconds or like 3 milliseconds. Doesn't matter how many milliseconds, but it's gonna be waiting nonetheless. And I have no idea how do I go to the other side. Probably from here. And I'm just stupid that I came back to the same way that I came from. Alright, anti-comb. I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing with that. Pray. Next page. I think this is where I save. Faith. I have zero faith. I have zero faith. What is this? Record, enshrine, draw, more. Oh, so let me just go back. I don't really want to do that because this game also has like automatic saving. And as I was saying, like if the GPU busy, which is how long does it take for the GPU to make a frame, is longer than the CPU, then it's a GPU bottleneck. Okay, the GPU is fine. It should be as it should be. It's taking longer than the CPU. But if the CPU spikes and goes above the GPU's frame time, which sometimes happens, if it only happens sometimes, it's fine. But if it's happening all the time, like as you can see right now, it's 33% of my GPU utilization. That's obviously, because the GPU is waiting for the CPU, but it's not the CPU's fault in this scenario. It's the game's fault. The game's engine is not giving the CPU enough data, and then in turn the CPU is not really feeding the GPU enough data, and that's why it's saying CPU limited. So it's not really CPU limited. It's just the game engine is not really providing enough data. As you can see, it's gonna go back to GPU limited pretty shortly. It doesn't really do that in real time. It has like a 2 millisecond, like 3 millisecond delay. So see, I can lock. Okay, I can lock with C. Oh, that's how they attack. Oh, they have like a stop frame motion. Oh, this is a perfect dodge. Okay. Okay. Come here, you little monster. The locking mechanism is still not really great because it was still not really centering the enemy in the center of the screen. But hey, it's fine. It's good. So let's switch to DLSS Quality, which is going to be DLSS balanced in the settings, but it's going to be DLSS Quality in actual use. So DLSS Quality. And go back to the game. As you can see, it's still on very high epic lumen and very high settings, 160 FPS, which is pretty much, you know, as you would expect. This is 1080p, and 1080p is really not really the oh, this is another spike, another stutter, so 2 stutters in total. All right, so 2 stutters, not bad. Perform a counter. So if I okay, let me just go back to the other page. Certain enemy attack will leave them vulnerable. Okay, so counter attacks, a visual hint will appear. All right, control to focus. I don't really need to know all this shit. I can figure out this shit when I'm, you know, when I'm playing. Oh, I left myself pretty open there. She cut me because there was something behind me that I couldn't really get away in time. All right, as you can see, oh, it's still zoomed in. No, it's not zoomed in. I thought the recording was still zoomed in. As you can see, the DLSS quality plays very much okay. The 1% lows did drop in half because it spiked. It like went to a spike, but overall, like 2 spikes, 2 stutters the whole time, like how like 29 minutes right now, and 2 spikes. This is pretty good. I mean, the quality, the visuals for like the amount of power that it takes is pretty, you know, bang for buck, as I said before. So let's use DLSS Performance, right? DLSS Performance. I'm not going to be using high settings with 1080p because again, it's high settings. It's 1080p. It doesn't really need high settings. So DLSS Performance is going to be, well, 170 FPS, which again, you don't really need. And if you have this GPU, you're not going to have a 1080p. And if you have a 1080p screen, this is what if you want to use DLSS Performance is going to give you 170 FPS. But yeah, let me reset the 1% lows because I forgot. The 1% those are not bad. They're 120 FPS, so they're pretty good. They're not bad. Game is playing pretty smooth, no stuttering. Oh well, 2 stutters, not really no stuttering, but 2 stutters are not bad. It's the constant stutters and hitching, and traversal stutter and stuff like that that plagued Silent Hill 2 remake when it came out. They fixed that to a certain degree, but they did not really completely fix that. They only fixed that with their own game, like Bloober Team. They fixed that with Chronos. There's no stuttering in Chronos at all, and that's quite sad that they didn't fix that with the Silent Hill remake. So I think the contract between them and Konami expired or something, and Konami didn't want them to didn't want to pay them anymore. So right now, let's drop it back to, let's say, DLSS Quality, and then use frame generation. So DLSS Quality is gonna be balanced in the settings, and use frame generation. As you can see right now, it's 720p upscaling to 1080p, which means DLSS Quality not balanced, and use frame generation. Go back, and it's 230 FPS. It's over 9,000. It's 230 FPS, which is pretty good. Yeah, I hate when I dodge and I just get blocked by something in the environment. That's just fucking, you know, gets me irritated. Is that the door that I have to be opening? No. Because the monster came out that way, I thought that was the door that I have to be opening with the key that I found in the bleeding mask. And yeah, as you can see right now, it's 250 FPS again. The 1% lows, they are pretty, they half the FPS basically. But with frame generation, it usually gets just another steel pipe. It usually gets confused, and as you can see, it's pretty GPU limited all the time, even at 1080p. And again, this GPU is pretty easy for the CPU to handle. It's not really a big deal because it's an old GPU. It's a high-end GPU, but it's an old high-end GPU. So, yeah, this is how it runs. This is how the game runs, and I'm gonna try it on the 9060 XT next, and hope it runs pretty well again. That GPU has 16 gigabytes of VRAM, so probably it's gonna be comparable to like a 3080 or something in performance, because I've seen like in Lumen games, in like ray tracing games right now, the RTX 5060 is like has lower FPS than the 9060 XT. But hey, who knows? It depends probably on game by game basis, because Borderlands stomps on the 50 like the 9060 XT stomps on the 5060 Ti 16 gigabytes. So let's hope it's in every game from here on out. And yeah, it's been good testing this game right now. And if you like this video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you found it informational or informative or entertaining, please subscribe to help the channel, like the video to help me personally, and yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you, and ciao.